Good day to our stream viewers. If you are watching, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, all notifications, drop your comment, let's know what you are thinking, and then click the like button, like, and also share with others. There's a tension now in Abuja, the seat of power. Niger Republic has done something. That's a master stroke. They have now made Hausa language official language. Niger Republic, our next door neighbor here in the north, they said no more French. They have kicked out the French, and now Hausa is their new language. Now, tension in Abuja. You don't know if the other people finally joined the Niger Republic. What do you have to say about that? This is a master stroke from Niger in kicking out France and making Hausa their own national language.
It's a clear call by the Niger people and by the Hausa people to look inward and see how they are going to resolve the issue that has to do with conquest of the Fulanis in the north, in the entire north, especially the Hausas. Because by the time you're able to establish, because you remember that the Niger Gendarme Army, or whatever they call themselves, was fighting Boko Haram in the north. If you can remember, you understand. So they do not align with the Fulani concept of conquest that's already raging in the northern part of the country. And the question is, maybe they, to an extent, they have attracted some level of sympathy, whereby the entire northern states, we cannot be able to, the Hausa man cannot be able to produce one governor. All the governors of the northern states are all Fulanis. No Hausa man is a governor in that region. So and if you look at the population too, we are talking about 66 million. The Hausas are 66 million in population. Why the Fulanis are 13 million? Then how come the minority is ruling the majority? So I think it's a big open doors for the Hausa people themselves to look at that direction and know how they are going to use it, to better or to rise up against the influence of Fulanis in that region. And secondly, it's another factor that has to do with the colonization, of the Francophone powers within the Francophone countries of Africa. And you know that these people have come to form what they call Sahel fraternity. And what is this Sahel fraternity? Led by the guy there from Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. They said they are not going to be part of ECOWAS, and possibly they don't have anything to do with AU, because these regional blocs or continental blocs and union have fed Africa in terms of checkmating neocolonization, in terms of restricting the supposed agenda that Africa is purely a dumping site for tested and failed policies of the European Union, or a continent that can be seen as an experimental continent, where whatever they want to do there in Europe and Western power, they want to experiment it in Africa. Imagine when the news broke out that Niger, as a nation, as a country, have no central bank, that the central bank is in France. So I think we want to give kudos to these people, even though they are Muslims, they are Islamic nations, but that orientation of liberalization of the black continent was start from somewhere. Now they have said, okay, nobody should speak France in Niger. 100% correct. That's part of it. They are adopting Hausa language as the official language. They never say they are going to adopt Fulani language as the official. You must understand that. They never mention Fulani, So it tells you a lot of things that with this kind of understanding, trade understanding, relationship. I remember too, they stood their ground. The Northern Hausas, or whatever they call themselves, in that regard, even though they are not at the political structure in the north, they went against possible invasion, military invasion, as a result of Sahel nation pulling out from ECOWAS. And they told Bola Ahmed clearly that this is what is going to come and this is what must come if there's any military attack invasion on Niger, then you know that you have destabilized the entire northern part of the country. So for me, it is a welcome development. If it's going to create it's going to lead to Nigerian disintegration, and so be it.
Because people are looking at the fact that it seems that this is a move to cut down the wings of the Fulanis. If Niger can start by abandoning French as an official language and then choosing Hausa, are you not thinking that this has made Niger to be free from the Fulani people? Because we see the fact that even Ghana chased out Fulani S-men. Even the South African Republic, now the Fulani S-men seems to have more power in Nigeria. Niger is free. Are you not thinking that Nigeria should not follow a similar route with Niger in terms of choosing our indigenous language, for example, the Igbo, the Yoruba, and the Hausa as their language, and then probably abandoning English?
It's a very sick signal to the Fulani, and I can tell you categorically here that the way Fulanis operate in Nigeria is not the way they operate in Niger. The Fulani has taken over the political structure of the northern region. That's the fact. They have taken the traditional institutions. They have impacted their culture in the north. But in Niger, it's not like that. The Fulani don't have this influence in Niger Republic as a nation. So it will be very difficult at that angle. But because how are you going to go about it? Well, like I explained to you, the entire northern governors are Fulanis. They are Fulani. So where's the Hausa man there? But with this move now, I think the Hausas who are enlightened among them should begin to understand that an average Fulani man in the north should be feared because of what is going on currently now. Imagine somebody, a king, I don't know whether they call them king or emir or whatever it is called, in Taraba, has given Fulanis 30 days to leave that place. Will you see that happening in Connaught, where a Fulani governor want to issue that kind of ultimatum that you don't want to see any Fulani in his state because they are the ones there. So what the Niger the message they are trying to pass to Nigeria regarding adopting Hausa language as the official language of Niger is a clear-cut signal for the Hausas to wake up to reality. It's a clear-cut signal that Hausa people at this point in time will begin to understand that there's need for them to rise from the slumber. If they are sleeping, they should wake up. If it is required for them to engage in any form of political struggle to take over their land from these invaders. It's a welcome development. Of course, they are going to enjoy that sympathy from the Niger, having adopted Hausa language as their official language.
Now let's talk about the Fulani invasion of Nigerian states. Like you said, and it was reported, a king in Taraba said Fulani must leave in 30 days. Why are the southern governors, look at what Small Pobolo did, why are the southern governors, southern personal rulers afraid of the Fulanis?
They believe, like if you look at what is happening now, they just brought out a report that out of 176 appointments, 70% of the appointment was given to the northerners, while 66 or 63 or thereabout go to the south under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Why is it that the north always get a higher support from the south more than the south themselves? Why is it that we are seeing this repeatedly on daily basis? They can threaten anybody, they can say anything, they can discuss anything, but the fact still remains that the southern governors themselves are being imposed as governors in the south by these Fulanis. They control the oil sector. They have been in government for years. They control the government parastatals. They control the political structure. They control the house. They control the assembly. So with that said now, they are only interested in bringing a governor who is going to play along with their interest. as simple as that. So if there's any situation like this, like we saw in Edo State, of course, what do you expect? You can see how they flew to Saddam Sokoto, how they flew to Kano. You can see how the man, Peter Mba from Enugu State, flew his traditional leaders to pay homage to Saddam Sokoto. So that's the picture. So at a point when we begin to realize that no, we can no longer take this, then the only solution is still what we are talking about. If Nigeria fails to get it right, balkanization of Nigeria remains the option.
Now, let's talk about the apologies you always talk about. It seems that the Igbos have been finally kicked out of Nigeria. In every appointment, they are being given the lesser share. What do you have to say about that?
Of course, whatever it is, it does not stop an Igbo man. I can give you small statistics about Igbo currently now, has been published last week or last month or thereabout. Igbos are the 4th richest tribe in the world. Igbos are the 6th most traveled people globally. They are not in government. They don't enjoy federal system. They don't enjoy anything. How do they be able? Brother was telling you that necessity is the mother of invention. The Igbo people have been put to understand that they need to think and think and think and think and think, and that thought, that thinking, has given them the philosophy. Say, I can do either I die or I do what? Survive. So the issue of appointments always and always, considering the fact that the entire Igbo nation is over 80 million in population, whether you like it or not. In the south, the so-called south, they are trying to fragment 50 to 55% of the population of south region are Igbos. Nobody's going to do. But you can see the manipulation everywhere, and now and then 2023 we saw the manipulation and ongoing and all of that. But I think it has come to the consciousness that even the military themselves are saying that why is it that the Igbo youths are not joining the army? They said it very clearly. It's a clear fact that both an average Nigerian does not want Nigeria, whether you are Hausa or Yoruba. Go and ask them deeply. They say this one our country, that spirit has gone. That spirit of patriotism has gone. That spirit of Nigerianism has gone. That nationalism, that patriotism has gone. So it's not only tailored towards the Igbo. Igbos understand what is going on, how they gang up, the lies, until IBB came out with another revelation. So you can see what is going on, and that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become the numero uno of the African black nation. The #1 person who has championed the direction of the black race. And there's nothing we can. And we are still saying that there's no need of becoming one Nigeria. One Nigeria is not by force. The people that brought one Nigeria said after 100 years, you can go your separate ways. What
we must understand is the Fulanis are intentional in their conquests. They can never be mistaken for it. And I'll give you a proof. The Fulanis are intentionally with Islam, jihadism, conquest, conquering people, taking people's land. They are not shying from it. El-Rufai, Bashir El-Rufai, the son of Nasir El-Rufai, who we can as well say he is Malam El-Rufai spokesperson, came out and said that any man that dares challenge a Fulani man will be unalived. He said this, and he mentioned a specific region in this country. He said Southern Kaduna will be wiped out because they continue to kill, to unalive Fulani elders.
And he was not called for questioning.
I have told you that these people are intentional. And they became intentional the very first day Usman Danfodio stepped his foot into Nigeria. In 1804, he told them, he gave them a marching order. He said, listen, Nigeria is your estate. So therefore, you must take power. When the British were about to go, the British saw the intentionality of the Fulanis. He said, listen, guys, you have to occupy the Nigerian military. You have to occupy the Nigerian Air Force. You have to occupy the Nigerian police force. Because we know that you people are intentional about power. Have you checked the records? Before you count one Yoruba man, you don't count 10 Fulani man. Before you count one Igbo man, you don't count 30 Fulani man. So when 30 elders who are uneducated on a large scale, but wielding an AK-47, tell me what your pen wants to do. They go don't buy you finish before you go talk, say you be educated man. The Nigerian contraption has been tailored, fashioned, okay, to benefit these people. And that is why a man has just been sentenced to death. You know his offense? A Fulani man with a cattle invaded his farm. He saw the man, he said, "Hey, what did you do for that? You didn't chop my corn." He started fighting the guy. Then the Fulani man brought out a cutlass. As he wanted to cut the guy's head, the guy dodged it, collected the cutlass in self-defense, unalived the Fulani man. All of this was well taped and recorded. The Nigerian judiciary system said that that guy should not have defended himself. That if at all, he should have run away, allowed those cattle to eat the corn,